5, verse 11, and so forth. Of whom we have much to say and hard to explain. Hard to what? For me, before it was hard to explain, but now it's a lot easier for me, right? It's a lot easier. But it's hard to explain. Since you have become sluggish to do works? No, because people love to do works, but to hear, to grab the ear of a congregation, you know the work I went through to try to grab the ear of the congregation, that was a task. Naturally, as I was doing that task, I learned. But to grab the ear, because the problem is sluggish in hearing. Don't you see that when people speak of the churches or speak of God, immediately a spirit of mysticism arrives. Ooh. Oh, my hairs are standing up. That was something else. But the ear is abandoned. Because people think that spirituality should be something mystical. When I arrived the very beginning to church, I used to pray with the rest of the brothers. So I was seeking to see if I would be lifted from the ground. You know why? Because the flesh is religiously incurable. That is why we don't want religious people here. We want people that are practical, people that think. Let's continue reading. Of whom we have much to say and hard to explain, since you have become sluggish in hearing. Although by this time you ought to be teachers, 20 years, 25 years. You need someone to teach you again the rudiments of the first principles of the Word of God. And you must leave them. You must leave all the rudiments. Imagine with technology now that you call me from your country and you need a document, and I go to the market to buy a dove that's healthy, that can fly 3 hours with no one killing it or falling apart, being able to use a fax. Right? That a dove is the rudiment of the fax, or to enlighten this place with candles instead of using electricity. It says, for everyone who partakes only of milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, because he is a child, he is an infant. But solid food is for the mature, that is, those who by reason of use have their senses exercised in the discernment of good and evil. Therefore, 6 is put there, chapter 6, by man, but this is a continuation of what you just finished reading. Verse 1 of chapter 6 is the conclusion. If you stay without the conclusion, imagine. If you're without it, it says, therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of whom? Of Christ. The doctrine of Jesus of Nazareth is the one that hinders the church. But tell that to a religious person. He says, look, he's against Jesus of Nazareth. Definitely, I'm against the rudiments. I'm grateful that he's given his life for me, but then I must leave that to go to perfection. Say, I leave him. I dare leave him. I am not afraid to leave him.